President Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday condemned in strong terms the ongoing violence in Rivers State over the outcome of the recent council elections, declaring that self-help has no place in democracy. Tinubu directed the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, and other security agencies to secure the 23 local government areas in the state following the outbreak of violence in which 3 council secretariats were set ablaze. The president charged the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, and other stakeholders in the state to exercise restraint and uphold the rule of law. In his reaction, Fubara described the burning of council facilities by suspected political thugs as irresponsible. He urged Rivers people to carry out their political business with all sense of responsibility. The governor also hinted at some of the peace moves he had made, including having to kneel for Minister of the Federal Capital Territory FCT, Nyesom Wike, many times in the overall interest of the state. In obedience to the instructions of the president, the IGP ordered the Commissioner of Police, Rivers State Command, to promptly rise to the occasion and restore law and order in the state. I hate to say this, but, in recent times, we've had cause to refer to Rivers house of commotion, state of commotion, anarchy. Now we see yesterday, even though the guest, Mr. Nkotari, had said everything was peaceful, now we're hearing reports of actual burning of buildings and, heightened tension security-wise. Your take on this story?
I think probably a lot of this happened after the interview with Nkotari, so probably he didn't see it. But why is there commotion in Rivers? Pure and simple, because one man feels he's God. And in a society where the people are not the godfather, in a democracy, you will have teen gods everywhere. So in Rivers, there's a teen god. And this man feels, if it doesn't go my way, I scatter everything. But to what extent? The part that saddens me the most here is, number one, the police. Why is that when the police left, that was when they could attack? So when the police decided to withdraw from the local government, couldn't they leave some small unit, detachment unit there to forestall violence, despite the fact that there was intelligence released already that this attack might happen, only to think that the state was fluid over the weekend? This was the same police that we saw some of them cutting away ballot boxes in videos. We now have a police that takes sides. And for the IGP, please, let's remember, these politicians, they don't care too much about who is the IGP. You remember the case of Tafa Balogun. At some point, he was the leader of the Manon. He was boisterous and everything. When they were done with Tafa, his subordinates in the police force were the ones pulling him on the ground. Remember that. And we should be careful in this life. So the police must be seen to be non-partial in all of this. And that's why Governor Fubara yesterday was talking about the fact that you call us state security officers, chief security officers of the state, but it's just in principle. Because I am shocked at what the Nigerian police has become with what happened in Rivers. And the police shares a part of the blame. Also, President Tinubu's statement saying they should go to court. President Tinubu, you know fully well that you intervened in this matter before. But you were unfair in your intervention because you sold Fubara to sign something that was going to be his death warrant, which we all kicked against here. I would have expected you to call the party, Mr. Wike, close to you in all this shenanigan and tell him some home truths. But yet again, you pushed it to the court yesterday. I know a lot of people would defend you by saying, what should he have done? If he intervenes now, you say he has intervened again. But there is more to settling this matter than to allowing it escalate.
All right.
And most importantly, the Rivers people, I would say, ekusuru.
All right, Dr. Batin.
Okay, a number of issues to unpack. Yesterday, the latest development has been that hoodlums attacked the local council secretariats in Eleme, Ikwere local government, Emonhua, and Ahoda East, and Ikwere, and also Obioakwa local government areas. The governor of Rivers State, having sworn in the newly elected local government, chairman. Well, we were told that this was possible because the police, speaking through Grace Ringi Koko, the spokesperson, Superintendent Grace Ringi Koko of Rivers State, saying that, Rivers State Police Command, that is, saying, okay, the IG has said the police should withdraw from those places. Now, the mayhem followed across the state. The big question is to ask, the police has it acted rightly in this matter? The police said they were relying on a judgment of the Federal High Court, and because of that, they abdicated their responsibilities under Section 214 of the 1999 Constitution and Section 4 of the Police Act. Should we ever have a situation in this country where the police will say it is going on vacation, on a working vacation? This is part of the problem. I think we need to interrogate what prompted the police to make that choice in the matter in Rivers State, creating the mayhem that we have seen. We are also well informed enough to know that in an electoral process, violence can happen before, during, and after an election. And it was the responsibility of the police to ensure that even after the election and the swearing of local government chairman, that the police remained on duty to discharge its constitutional responsibilities. Now, as for President Tinubu, who says he's on a working vacation, I finally issued a statement saying, the chief security officer of the state and the police, they have a responsibility to ensure and maintain law and order in Rivers State. I say, and this is my position, that President Tinubu should go beyond this. He should address Sim Fubara directly and tell him clearly that if the situation in Rivers State gets out of hand, the Nigerian government will declare a state of emergency in that state. Their nonsense is enough. Enough is enough. Nigeria has a responsibility not to repeat the crisis of 1965 in the Western region. When it happened in 1965 in the Western region, Tafawa Balewa, as Prime Minister, thought, let the Yoruba people go and deal with their problem. But the crisis engulfed the whole of Nigeria. And President Jonathan has made it very clear that there is a problem there in Rivers State that should be treated with caution. And he must call Wike to order. Chief Olabode George has said that much. And he has said, look, call Wike, Minister Wike, to order. If Minister Wike is going to be the big problem, the big issue in Rivers State, when they are doing the next cabinet reshuffle, it should be turned adrift. They should remove him. Because what Fubara and the people of Rivers State have proven is that Wike is not as strategic to Tinubu's 2027 re-election aspiration as Tinubu's strategists may think. All the local governments are now in the hands of Fubara. So what is Wike going to do in 2027 that makes him such a strategic person? Number 3 is the interest of the people of Rivers State. Chief Edwin Clark has told the people of Rivers State that they have a responsibility to protect and safeguard the peace. Because at the end of the day, if public infrastructure is burned down, if anything is destroyed, it is the people of Rivers State who are losing, who will lose, because it's their common legacy that they are losing. Well, I'm told that, what's his name? Governor Fubara was on Channels TV yesterday, and he was saying, why did the president mention only his name? Well, the president will mention his name because he's the chief security officer, as they say. But as I have said, the president must go beyond that. He must not allow the people of Rivers State to impose a 1965 Wild West on him on his watch. That's what I think.
Well, I'll just say very simply, a man must know when to surrender, when to listen to the very loud voice of the people. A man must know when the war is over and when he has been beaten at his game. Better to go back and then re-strategize, but not continue to, almost in this way, throw tantrums that would portend for the evil of the state in which he professes to love. I say this on the back of the interview that Governor Sim Fubara had yesterday, where he had talked about the fact that on his part he had done a lot, and everyone would know where this aggravation is coming from, and that it's a matter of fact that he is now the governor of the state. One person's administration is over. Let him govern. Politics is over. Let him govern. Yesterday, when we were talking about it, we were saying, okay, there's peace in River State, things are happening. And look at what happened just a few hours later with infrastructure paid by taxpayers' money of the people, set ablaze because of the interest or political interest of an individual or a set of individuals. It's madness. This, what we call democracy that we are practicing in Nigeria, does not make democratic sense. Only earlier, under the tenure of Governor Fubara, that's how the State House of Assembly as well was destroyed. And then we'll talk about allocating money to repair and restore the commonwealth of the people. It doesn't make sense. And that's why we keep saying on this table that the people who suffer the most when political actors are at loggerheads are the people of the state. Now, over the weekend, according to the people, they spoke loud and clear. This is what they want. This is the direction they want. No to godfatherism, very loud and clear. But one person or a group of people do not want to listen to the voice of the people. And I hope we can see this is the way of politicians sometimes, whereby there's a professing of love for the state and the people of their state or the people that they govern when it's convenient. But when it's time for action, there's a clear departure from what they have said. And that's what the people are kicking against and speaking against. It's now not just a political battle between the two principal actors. It is now the people of River State who are fighting for the soul of the state and are not agreeing, let me use the word on the street, to take any prisoners. And they are holding on very tightly to what they have worked for, the peace and the lack of godfatherism in the state. I do believe, and I'll just reiterate the points made by Governor Fubara, that the president, in fairness, objectively should call all parties to order and not just one person. Yes, I agree that Governor Fubara is the chief security officer of his state, but we also know the actors, the main actors in this play. So let them also be called to order so that the people who are the ones that should be served are the ones at the center of it all. This madness ought to stop. This madness must stop. By the end of the day, the people of River State must come first in everything that we say. But they have said it loud and clear. No godfatherism in River State. And people must know when to stop and when to surrender and know the battle is over.